Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to some NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series action. We are here in New Zealand at the Pukekohe Park Raceway for 23 laps of action in the 13th race of the season. I am once again joined by Vince Freeze.
What's going on, man? We're down here, not so much down under, we're in Kiwi land. Could be an interesting race. Road course racing is always fun, exciting, and you got to watch those first few turns as we see some dive bombs and whatnot.
Only time Truck Series ever came here was 3 years ago in 2017. We saw 29 trucks finish that race. Phil Parker came away with the win, just under a second over Martin Suarez. Chevys also graced the front row back in 2017, so we'll see if these Chevys do good again here today. Let's get you to that starting lineup. On the front row, it's Colt Hudson and Charles Sanford. Row 2, Dylan Ibrahimian and Carter Friesen. Row 3 is Jesse Turner and Priya McShane. Row 4, Greg Torres and Andrew Rich. And in row 5, we've got Henry Sanford and Jeff Toledo. So that's the starting top 10 for today's Truck Series race at Pukekohe. Vince, we usually get some pretty crazy racing here. You'll see in this corner coming down the hill, we'll see a lot of bumpers going through the hairpin. It's sure to be an exciting race, and it's also a bit of a race of survival. So coming out of here, point situation-wise, could be huge. As we look at the point standings, Ellison now only an 8-point lead over Yael Carillo. Friesen 13 back, Sanford 30 back, and Sam Young 43 back. As coming into today's race, currently in the playoffs is Ellison, Carillo, Friesen, Henry Sanford, Dwayne, Mendez, Andrew Rich, and Donovan Cage. And then the 4 in on points right now, Sam Young, RJ Bishop, Keith Rich, and Logan York. So points will be huge here today. You're not going to want to wreck at this track, especially with 2 4X frequency races coming up after this.
It's going to be an interesting event, too, right? As we have pretty much a straight dogfight. There's no major strategy, so the Vince analyst side will take a little bit more of a backseat as we watch some good racing.
Yep, fastest in practice was Benjamin Ice. He starts 39th. And fastest in happy hour was RJ Bishop. He starts 23rd. We're counting down the seconds here to the command to fire engines. Cloudy conditions, 65 degrees. Not really the most beautiful day here in New Zealand, but we'll take it. It's not raining, and we're ready to go racing. As the trucks will inch their way towards the start-finish line, let's take a look. Part-timers in the field today include the 2 of Zach Rogers, the 3 of Zachary Fitzwater Sr., the 8 of Charles Sanford, and the 54 of Nico Tringali. Fitzwater making his 4th start. He won his other road course start back at Sandy Flats. We'll see if he can win this one here today, as Zach Rogers sits currently 42nd in points, Tringali 43rd, Fitzwater 44th, and Charles Sanford 47th. Now this track, it is a 23-lap race. It does not take that long to get around here. So caution, free action, flag to flag coverage. It's sure to get crazy really quick.
Here we go as they go down the hill here again, ready for the green.
And this will be a crazy point right here, because when drivers come out of pit road, the guys on track don't know where they're going to go, how they're going to merge. Things always tend to get dicey as the green flag is out, and Hudson, with an amazing start, will clear Sanford into the first corner.
So far, early start, no one going out of line. Very calm as we approach here this section.
So far, so good.
Oh, got a wreck in the back, almost a wreck in the back. Ooh.
So far, so good. Hudson with a decent lead over Sanford, but this will be the corner to watch as drivers will pile in here into the hairpin. You can see one driver off track as the rest are all in the grass.
Everyone's stacking up there.
We'll see if anyone comes to pit road.
51 around.
Casey Nanako way back there. Cage is going to stay on track. Larry Hagan is down. Or not Larry Hagan, Logan Gentry. I'm thinking back to a
25
last year.
is Dylan Thomas.
Dylan Thomas sliding around back there. We never really get a good look at pit road here. There's a ton of people on it, though. We'll look at all accidents after the race. For now, we focus for the lead as Colt Hudson continues to lead. Sanford second, Turner third.
So we go down the back straight here into this tight hairpin. Let's see how Turner's going underneath for second on Sanford. Let's see if he can make the move stick. Hudson's going to just a little bit wide. Turner is going to clear, and he's going to look for the lead maybe on the next lap.
Turner up to second. Sanford giving Hudson a bump into the hairpin there, shoving him a little wide, but not wrecking him. There it is. That's a sign that someone is coming out of pit road, and it's the 10 of Cody Rhodes. But no damage done. See who is officially out of the race. Dylan Thomas, Adam Flickinger, Logan Gentry, Casey Nanako, Edwin Mendes, and Zach Rogers all done on that first lap melee into the hairpin.
Comes Turner. Let's see if he peeks out, or is Hudson going to keep a clean line? Little contact, just a little bit. Hudson gets in there. Turner gets in there. Ooh.
And sometimes in the past, we've seen drivers get really loose coming off the grass, and they'll actually side slam the person trying to get to their inside, and it gets really dicey when that happens.
Lucas Catano in front of our leader, Cole Hudson. We'll see if he plays a factor coming to that hairpin maybe. As Turner's on the battle with second for Sanford, and Greg Torres and 88 and Flickinger battling back there.
And that's Torres and Ibrahimium, actually.
Oh yeah, nothing to do with yellow car.
So far, pretty clean inside the top 10. Outside the top 10, not so much.
No.
As it looks like Hillary Sanchez has gone behind the wall. Brian Auskas has wrecked out of the race. There are going to be a lot of incidents to look at when this thing is over. And that is just the nature of the drivers racing this track. Right now, Catano trying to stay on the lead lap. As more drivers fall down the running order. Someone is coming out of pit road back there. Not sure who that was. It might have been the 22 of Ream as he falls a lap down on the board. But Hudson will catch Catano here as they'll head down the back straightaway. Top 10 rundown. Hudson in the lead. Turner second. Friesen third. Charles Sanford fourth. Greg Torres fifth. And Ibrahimium sixth. And Henry Sanford. Who is next in line here? Leland Fief. Jeff Toledo. And I believe Fitzwater, as I think some guys in the top 10 wrecked out.
I'll have to look at the next scoring loop as Catano is now holding up the leaders on Turner.
And it's a bit of a top 6 breakaway right now. There, Turner getting a little loose.
Yeah, Friesen and Turner need to get around Catano, otherwise Hudson could be gone. But we could see more lap cars as we enter the later stages.
So trying to look at the leaderboard, McShane and Andrew Rich have dipped out of the top 10. Rich is still on track, but I can't say the same for McShane. As let's take a look at the top speeds here for the Truck Series drivers. Hudson slowly pulling away at 165 miles an hour. There's the draft. Draft kicking in for Turner.
Turner's going to go a little wide here, though. He's going to put Carter Friesen up to second.
Carter Friesen, your winner from Auto Club. Looking for another win. Talked about multi-race winners this year. There's only 3 of them. Andrew Rich, Donovan Cage, and Yael Carillo.
Here comes Turner looking underneath him.
Turner riding a bit of momentum after that great performance a few weeks ago, but one race ago. Turner doing very well at Pig Stadium, still looking for that first career Jerky Pro win, but the longer these guys battle for second, the more it allows Hudson to inch away. These drivers... Nope, go ahead.
Hudson's scooting away here. They got to sort it out, otherwise this could be... Oh, not a lap car, though. That could affect Hudson's dirty air.
Oh, and everyone really in the grass right there. A big train bump going on there. That'll shoot
Everybody
Friesen way back. So that'll push Friesen from second, maybe the 6th, maybe 5th if he clears Ibrahimian here. But these drivers do not have to worry about fuel or tires, so what you see is what you get for these 23 laps. In the past, this race has only been 15 laps. But 3 years later, the race length goes up 8 laps.
Yeah, very fast track in lap time, so it's a very short race, and Hudson is scooting away.
Hudson is just pretty much out of range for these guys to draft up to him now. So it's going to have to come down to a mistake on Hudson's part as Turner gets the boot from Torres, and he'll bump the side of Torres right there for that move. And that'll allow Turner to hold on to second for now.
Yep. Now Hudson's got to deal with Rich up ahead. That could be the saving grace for the field with no hood, so we'll see what happens.
Priya McShane, Cody Rhodes, Hillary Sanchez all out of the race as well, so we're down to 32 trucks on the track and a total of 29 on the lead lap for now. James Ellison, 27th place.
Tough break, the points leader.
He's without a hood. So he races up behind Donovan Cage. And it looks like Ellison is faster without his hood than the 6 is with one. So that'll be a position for the 48 of Ellison. Bishop's back here, also without one in 28th. Sam Young high in the points, 25th. So we look at the back end of the field. There's Benjamin Ice, who was fastest in practice, in the top 20 for now. Andrew Rich. And then a decent pack right here.
Pretty wide here.
Rounding outside the top 10, there's Fitzwater. There's Logan York. He entered the race today as the last one in the format, or in the playoffs, rather, I should say, on points. As they're getting very dicey here with the lap truck of Bradley Ream in the way. But up ahead into the top 10, you've got Yael Carillo in 10th, Jeff Toledo in 9th, as that'll be a move there by the 18 into the hairpin corner.
Carillo will make it stick. Maybe.
Carillo will make it stick as Jeff tries to battle back on the left side. So a fierce battle there for 9th, and it looks like Carillo will take it. Up ahead, 8th place, Leland Fiefs, Henry Sanford 7th.
Oh, we got a battle.
6th. Charles Sanford 5th. And yes, indeed, we do. Jesse Turner and others have caught Colt Hudson. And I'm assuming Keith Rich had some play in that.
Yeah, I was talking about that prior to when we scroll back. I mean, Keith Rich, he's got no hood, so he's definitely going to slow these guys down. Let's see what happens in this hairpin now. Will Turner push Hudson wide?
Through the hairpin they go. Very close bumping right there.
Top 4 right there. Freezing there. Torres lurking.
Colt Hudson looking for what I believe would be his first career win. I have to stat check that. But Turner and Torres in the same boat.
Ooh, Turner's in the Turner right there a little bit. Down the back straight as we watch the draft. To the hairpin. Here comes Torres underneath Turner. It's going to push Turner just a little bit, turn a little bit wide.
Ooh, and Friesen's peeking his nose in here. He makes contact with the 41. As Torres will move up to second. But man, Hudson got that one good jump right at the start. Pulled away from Charles Sanford, was single file through the first section. And so far that has allowed him to stay in the lead. There's no new retirees here on lap 13 so far.
Hudson's car in clean air.
Keith Rich got shoved into the grass there from the looks of it, so that'll take him out of the running. Right as we say it, no new DNFs. There's a DNF.
Commentator's curse there. Let's see what Torres does in this braking zone.
Oh, and he got really loose there. Boy, Torres got really loose.
I think we have Donovan Cage at the lead.
Yes, indeed. Next lap truck is the 6 of Donovan Cage. His truck looks fine, but something's wrong under that hood.
Could be a pivotal moment for the rest of the field, especially Friesen and Turner if they don't get that sorted out into the hairpin. Third. Looks like they will.
Still pretty much a 6-7 truck battle here for this win. FIFA is about a second back from Henry Sanford. And then Carillo and Jeff Toledo are another 3 seconds behind.
Hudson underneath Cage right now. Here comes Torres underneath Cage. Friesen looking underneath Cage, yeah.
All the diciness around the 6 of Cage as he'll get shoved out of the way by the leaders. And things are getting really dicey now.
It's like the top 4 broke away. Just a little bit.
Top 4 breakaway from Hudson, Torres, Friesen, and Turner. As Cage holds up a few of the others.
Here comes into Friesen. He's looking to peek under Torres. Does a little prude fade, but it won't work. Down the back here with the giraffe. Let's see what we got. Hudson's car in clean air, definitely. Here comes Friesen now. Let's see what he's going to do. Dive bombs it in.
Torres giving him plenty of space.
Turner runs it wide. Torres keeps it clean. See what happens here into the right and left sections.
Torres fighting back hard there. He gave him plenty of space to get a bit of a run on the wider arc of the hairpin. But it looks like for now, Friesen will just about clear him. And he does for second place. And once again, though, Hudson pulling away. So we look at the best lap times on the race. Hudson is not on that board. He is 13th on the board, so consistency from the 37. However, Friesen is second on the board. Henry Sanford, that is, in first. Torres 8th. And then Jesse Turner is 14th.
One thing about the clean air, even if there's no pit stops, you got to know how to save tires around here. Is the lap time fall off is around 8/10 from where we started.
Friesen's getting bumped hard by Torres and Jesse Turner. But they hold it together. Looking in the top right, lap times have fallen off just a bit. But you see Hudson. Hudson has been keeping his pace pretty consistent, while the others, they ran their stuff so hard that they've kind of fallen off.
Not so fast, though, because 3/10 were made up by Friesen and Torres. And Hudson, he fell off that lap a couple tenths. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Friesen and Torres are gaining, especially during that back straight with the draft. Let's see what happens.
Yep, yes, indeed. 7 laps to go now as the top 8 are in a string, single file. But another lap truck up ahead. That's R.J. Bishop, maybe James Ellison in the future, and potentially Max Anderson and Michael Markle. But time will tell.
Here we go. Friesen's there. Hudson's a little wide. Friesen's right there.
They continue the battle in this pack. It's been Hudson, Friesen, Torres, and Jesse Turner, the top 4 for about 6-7 laps now. But Dion Ibrahimian, Charles and Henry Sanford, and Leland Fief are back there too, just waiting for a wreck, as it looks like there was one on the front straightaway. There's a little smoke left over.
Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. We got Friesen. I think he's going to make a move in the hairpin. I think he's setting Hudson up. Hudson's tires have started to fall off, and especially with Torres' draft. Here we go.
There's a bit of a look, but he doesn't quite get the run.
It's tucked right back in. Oh, Torres is on his side drafting. I'm not sure that's going to help him.
Yep, Torres will look to the left side. As we had an accident somewhere. I'm not quite sure what it was yet. We'll have to look after the race. Ooh, Friesen's making a weird dive. That's very interesting.
That's a good dive because he forced Hudson wide.
Hudson got really intimidated there. And he went all the way off into the grass as Jesse Turner's coming down pit road.
That's unscheduled because there's no pit stops. Wow, Turner's going to fall out of top 10 as we have a new leader, Carter Friesen, with a great move down the hairpin.
And that takes Jesse Turner right out of the top 8. Friesen.
Something's wrong with Hudson's tires. He's just falling off like a rock.
All of a sudden, Colt Hudson lost all his speed.
It might be now or never for Greg Torres to try to win this race and Ibrahim and the crew because Friesen's scooting away.
Well, there's one question in my head right now. Was that pit stop from Jesse Turner unscheduled? Because we thought they wouldn't have to pit for fuel, but cloudy conditions might be persisting a bit here.
Anyone else coming in? Let's see.
Doesn't look like it. It looks to definitely be an unscheduled stop for the 41.
Tough break for Jesse Turner, having a great run in the top 4 all day.
Well, Friesen has pulled away now. And there is Jesse Turner. Oh, they took the hood off for some reason.
He must have contact in the hairpin. Had to be.
There must have been heavy contact. We just didn't notice.
Will Friesen catch Ellison and those guys? That's the only question left, I think.
Well, it looks like Michael Markle is pretty slow because James Ellison has caught him. Bishop for sure, but the Markle and Ellison I'm not sure just yet. As Donovan Cage has retired, that might have been the accident on the front stretch.
Get the replay after, but it looks like Hudson seems to have stabled. I'm not going to say he's fallen. He's kind of just stable around 1.1 seconds. So we'll see what it is this lap time.
3 laps to go at the start-finish line for Carter Friesen, looking to be the 4th different driver to win 2 races this season.
3 to go. Carter Friesen looks like he just has to get around that 98, and he might be home free because Hudson and the crew are just staying stable around 1.1.
And they are not fighting each other just yet. So maybe trying to work together to get back to the O2. But
they are going to catch that 98, that is for sure.
Time is definitely running out as Friesen goes into the hairpin again here. Hudson, does he get a bump from Torres? Yes, he does.
Oh, a little contact there. Oh, wait back there running wide.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the 8 or the 87. Can't really even see the hood numbers from here. Or the roof numbers, rather. 2 laps to go now. Friesen still leading. Hudson still second. And the gap,
is around 110. Yeah, 1.1.
Gap didn't even really change there. He gained maybe a 100th of a second, and that was it. It's going to take Friesen getting stuck on RJ Bishop for it to even be close. Hudson's got to be close. He's got to be able to put the bumper to Carter Friesen.
Here we go. Bishop might play a role in this hairpin. Let's see. He might catch him in a bad spot, too. Yeah, he's going to catch him in a bad spot. This might be a chance for the field.
Oh, we got
Markle up there.
Michael Markle is slower than RJ Bishop. He'll definitely be in the way somehow here.
This is going to be an interesting last lap.
There's going to be 2 lap trucks in the way. And if Carter Friesen navigates them quickly, he's got it in the bag. If he can't, Torres
is looking.
Torres is looking here at the white flag. Where does Carter Friesen go?
Just going to stay in line.
Nowhere so far. There's Ellison. I don't think they're going to catch him, but the 98 and the 45 are in the way.
Doesn't matter. Torres is battling hard. I think that might be all she wrote, depending on those lap cars.
Torres fighting hard. Friesen. Ooh, he's going to get blocked. Friesen gets blocked by Bishop. And Michael Markle's right there, too. Oh, he's going to have 2 lap trucks right in front of him. I just think it's too far away for Hudson to catch.
Unless he goes really wide right here.
Oh, he's holding in line. Ooh, Hudson got a shove from Torres. I don't think it's enough.
In front of him.
I think Friesen's got enough distance here.
Yep, good arc in the final S's, and there he comes.
Out of the final corner, the fourth two-time winner on the season, it's Carter Friesen at Pukekohe. And there, even with the lap trucks, Hudson did not gain a lot of time. Down from 1.09 to 1.06. Colt Hudson second, Torres with a series best third on the year. Ibrahimian fourth. Charles Sanford fifth. Henry Sanford sixth. Leland Fief seventh. Yael Carillo eighth. Toby McCoy ninth. And Logan York will round out the top 10 here at Pukekohe. Let's take a look at the complete results here. Some drivers still getting scored. Bishop stayed on the lead lap right at the end. Standings are official. Very similar to 2017. 27 trucks on the lead lap, but 30 finished here today. Jesse Turner ending up 20th after having to pit for damage. It looks like he definitely only pit for damage because he only fell back 25 seconds.
Yeah, no scheduled pit stops in this race. That was an unscheduled one with some contact for sure.
So a tough break for Turner, but 20th definitely better than being down here near 42nd or so. On Jack 11th. Jeff Toledo must have got shoved out at one point because he was right up there with Carrillo. You can
so did Fitzwater.
Fitzwater fell back at some point too. So definitely a lot to look at. It's all after the race. So you'll see all that here in a bit as we'll dissect everything that happened. But Carter Friesen is your winner here today at Pukekohe. All right, here we are looking at the first incident going into the hairpin here on lap number 1. And it starts with Sam Young and Cody Rhodes.
Looks like Young's jamming on the brakes, so is Fitzwater. And Rhodes. Bang.
Tag team. Fitzwater hit him first, and then Sam Young had nowhere to go. And then everyone else just started piling in behind them. You just see a melee. Look at that. Carrillo got through there. I think that's the 33 of Logan York there on the inside grass. He made it through there, too, from all the way at the back of the field at that.
And everyone's just going to run to these tires, as we'll see in the next frame.
Yep, Sam Young's already hit it. There's Cody Rhodes.
Nanako.
And then Nanako hits it as well, as they just couldn't get the turn in the grass. All right, and that was the lap 1 incident. All right, here we are. We're looking at what happened to Baran-Oscus. There's what happened to Hillary Sanchez. She just went wide and put it in the tires.
Down the back straightaway we go.
So Baran-Oscus was running 20th at the time. As you see, she was racing with Jack James and Logan York, who later, Logan actually finished 10th today. So Logan was all the way back at 22nd at one point, but there's a huge bump from Jack James. And then Baran-Oscus just got loose on the rumble strips, gets into Jack James, and gets turned right into the guardrail wall. Sam Young slows down to let her into pit road. Her day over.
Tough break for Baran-Oscus. Yeah, James just had a hell of a run. Boom.
Well, here we are looking at another one of the incidents. Bradley Ream had just come out of pit road. And this was inside the top 10 at the time between Andrew Rich, Priya McShane, and Henry Sanford. And now you'll see they're 3 wide in front of them. And that never works going into this section of the track. And Rich just tries to cross over McShane here, but Ream is there. And Rich just turns McShane
Hard into the tires.
right into the tires. Rich spins out himself, and then Cody Rhodes loses it,
Nowhere to go for Rhodes.
and he gets into the tires. And he ends up retiring the truck. Rich continued on to finish, I believe, 17th. But that is what happened to them. So now I believe we have one more incident to look at. All right, here we are looking at the reason behind Donovan Cage retiring. This was on lap 15. They just come off the last corner, and Cole Baker's had enough. Turns Cage into the wall that protects pit road, and then Cage, still losing it, gets back around, gets into Cole Baker. And look at Jeff Toledo actually skidded to save that truck. And then Fitzwater and others doing a good job to miss this. Baker slides out, but look right here is where things get really close. Bradley Riemann inches from nailing the front side of Donovan Cage's truck. And that was what we saw, why we saw smoke on the front straightaway a lap later, along with the skid marks. But that took Cole Baker out of a top 15 spot, so I'm sure he wasn't pleased. But Donovan Cage retired, and I'm sure he's happy he at least got that. But that'll do it for us here for the truck race. Once again, your race winner, Carter Friesen, 4th driver to win 2 races on the season. Next stop for the trucks, we head back to the States for Indianapolis. It's the first of 2 4X frequency races. So it'll be an interesting race there at the Brickyard. But next up on for me is the first of 2 races for the Cup Series drivers here at Pukekohe. So I will see you all then. Thanks again to Vince Freeze for joining me in the booth once again.
You got it. We'll see you next week.